Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 23. Over 140,000 persons living in Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Thomas are to receive better garbage collection services. This after government procured 2 brand new compactor trucks at a cost of $50.6 million. The garbage trucks were handed over to the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, yesterday at Jamaica House. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie used the function to reiterate government's commitment to a clean and healthy natural environment.
There is no excuse that we can offer, but there are some realities that we have to live with. The rains have created some serious problems, infrastructure-wise, but the assurance has been given that by now on the end of the week, there will be a significant reduction in the pileup of garbage across sections of the country.
The trucks were purchased through a loan from the World Bank in collaboration with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JIS. Hospitals across Jamaica are to benefit from 200 reclining chairs. Minister of Health and Wellness Christopher Tufton says the chairs will be placed at strategic points in the hospitals, such as emergency units and wards with bed shortage issues.
Part of the challenge with replacing more beds is that if you put more beds in hospitals, you also have to build more buildings to accommodate the beds. And so we have to, in the interim, while we plan to build out our hospitals or expand our hospitals, find a way to accommodate more people. It means that even if people have to wait, they will wait in more comfort.
Minister Tufton was speaking during a tour of the Ministry of Health and Wellness's warehouse, where the chairs are being stored. The reclining chairs were funded by the ministry, and Dr. Tufton says in cases where there are no available beds, patients will be able to receive treatment while sitting in these chairs. Private sector entities are being urged to employ strategies that support the environment, reduce carbon footprint, and promote sustainable development. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth, Darrell Vaz, made the call Tuesday at Red Stripe's launch of its Circular Economy project. It calls for more environmentally friendly waste management practices, which involves reusing resources for as long as possible. Minister Vaz welcomed the project, saying it would provide economic opportunities for persons at the community level.
I'm particularly happy that the company has led from the front and broadened its focus on waste from materials such as wood, paper, and metals, and not just plastics. This, I hope, will ultimately create a cultural shift in how we separate our waste at source and encourage each one of us to practice reuse and recycle where necessary and appropriate to ultimately reduce our waste to landfill levels and lower our carbon dioxide emissions.
The new voter identification cards to be issued by the Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, will be tamper-proof. Assistant Director of Elections in charge of Information Systems, Thesia Allison, says the security features on the cards will be resistant to counterfeit alterations and other photo substitutions. The new IDs, which will be thermoplastic polycarbonate cards, will be standard wallet-sized and have a lifespan of at least 10 years. Mrs. Allison, who was speaking at a recent JIS think tank, also informed that the EOJ had procured a new card printer to facilitate laser engraving.
The pre-printed security cards will be produced by security printers overseas, because only there are certain persons overseas who produce these cards. What we'll do in Jamaica is a personalization. So your name, address, etc. Yeah, these are cards that are similar to the cards used for the Canadian PR, the US green cards. That's the standard we use for these new cards.
The renewal exercise will begin on November 4. Persons who were issued their voter ID cards in 2015 or earlier are advised to visit any EOJ constituency office or voter ID card renewal center to begin the process. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government will develop appropriate strategies to ensure that all stakeholders' needs are met with the implementation of the Bernard Lodge Master Plan. The proposed integrated development of Bernard Lodge in St. Catherine will include residential, commercial, agricultural, and agro-processing facilities. Prime Minister Holness, who toured the area recently, says there are several illegal sand mines, squatter settlements, and illegal dump sites in the area. He says the administration is keen on addressing these activities with the implementation of the Bernard Lodge Master Plan. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.